Hello friends. So now we are having today our another essay by Francis Bacon. That is essay number 7 for us, and that is of followers and friends. As usual, we will have the introduction. So the introduction we have some 7 points. First one is the general. It is better not to have followers, dependents or private armies. That's what he says. So his general advice is not to have followers or dependents or private armies, because this will be a tax on your purse. They will tax your purse. That means you'll have to spend a lot of money on them. You'll have no peace of mind. There will be innumerable demands and requests from them, coming one after another. So not only your purse, but also your peace of mind you will lose if you have got too many dependents and friends. That is his general idea, the general advice given. Then second point is how he categorizes the categories of followers. So the first point is, point 1, better not to have followers. Not to have followers. For 2 reasons. One is draining your purse. And second is loss of mental peace due to too many requests, prayers and demands from them. Second point is categories of followers. According to Francis Bacon, there are 4 kinds of followers you have. One is ordinary followers. Ordinary followers means, what they do is, they just want to see you, see your face. They want some recommendation and also some protection. They want protection from their enemies. They are ordinary people. They want to see your face, then they want recommendation for something, some job or something like that, some government post, or recommendation for, it can be anything, and also protection from other people's attacks. And the second type is factious ones. Factious ones means they follow you because they dislike someone else. Listen, they are your followers not because they have any love for you, but because they dislike somebody else. That is the reason why they follow you. And then third is glorious ones. Glorious ones. Sometimes about the second one, factious ones, I tell you, sometimes it happens that you don't like a particular teacher, so you go and become the favorite student of another teacher. Not that you like that person, but you dislike the other. As an example. Okay, then you have glorious people. What do? They go around flattering you, trumpeting your glories or trumpeting your graces, good qualities. They say, oh, my master is such a great man, What do you know? And what about your master? Like that. And the fourth is, they are spies. Spies means they are like spies. They enter into they poke their nose into every small affairs in your family, your relatives and so on. And then they go on telling stories about you to other people. Talebearers. Talebearers. So these are 4 categories of followers according to Francis Bacon. So the first point note is that you better not have. One thing, you have to spend a lot of money. Secondly, you will have no peace of mind. They will be coming to you for asking for all kinds of demands, requests, prayers, and so on. Second is, he says there are four kinds of followers. When they are ordinary, means they want just to see you, namaste type of people. Factious ones, they don't have any liking or love for you, but they dislike somebody else. And therefore they follow you. Then glorious ones, they go around trumpeting or they go around spreading your graces. Just saying, flattering you. Oh, he's such a great man and so on. And spies, they work like spies. That is, they get into every aspect of your life. They make stories and go around telling others. Listen. And now the third point is the kinds of following. Third kinds of following. Kinds of following. How different people follow. One is a civil and honourable. One kind of following is civil, decent, and honourable. That means, suppose you have an army of viewers. You cannot go and fight, but they do it for you. Understand? And then there are others who come to you searching for virtue. Suppose there is a Maharshi or a sannyasi or a guru. They follow, some people follow you because they want to advance progress in virtue. So there is two kinds of following. Not kinds of followers, two kinds of following attitudes. Then the fourth point is, I think I have taken this down. So first is not to have. Second, you have got four kinds. Third, you have got kinds of following. Okay. Now the fourth point, and that is your options. You have options for selecting your followers. That is options or selection, you can say. Fourth is options or selection. How to select your followers. Option or selection. If there is peacetime, you have no problem, then you apply passable and able followers. That is passable, not very tough. There are some followers very tough, you cannot hold them. So how is some passable? That's the word, passable. Passable and able followers. How able followers? Passable. Passable means people whom we can manage. In hard times you need active followers rather than virtuous followers. So in hard times, you are tough, you have to face certain tough situation, then it is better to have active followers rather than virtuous followers. So, that way you want active people. Understand? And then fifth point is, in government, what we should do? In government level. In government, what should you do? He says, in government, men equal in rank, you should treat them equally. Suppose you have got the secretaries, they are equal in rank. So they should all be treated in the same manner. Not that one person is given more power or you are showing some partiality towards. If you show partiality, then the person whom you favor will become insolent. He'll become very proud. He'll say, see, I am nearest to my master, my boss. And the other people will be dissatisfied. Suppose there are 10 secretaries for you of equal rank. You give too much importance to one or show favor towards one. That one person will become very proud and the 9 will get dissatisfied. Discontent, he says. Understand? And then another point he says that you prefer some. You can prefer some, they will be thankful to you. You have 10 secretaries. Say 2 or 3 you prefer. Don't show it. Then they will be thankful to you. And the others will become officious. Understand? Some you prefer some. So you have 10 secretaries. 3 of them you prefer. But 7 of them will become officious. Officious means very formal. That's. And then it speaks about the 6th point is what you do not don'ts. Don'ts. What you should not do. Do not give too much importance to one person. As he comes. Suppose you have got 9 secretaries. Then you are appointing one more. And you show too much importance. Oh, he has got degrees and he is from a noble family and so on. Don't do that. Because once you start giving too much importance, you may not be able to continue that later. So treat them equally. That's what it is. Do not give too much importance at the entry points. Because you cannot continue that particular favor throughout his career. Then second is then, do not be governed just by one person. The same thing as showing favor. Suppose you are listening only to the advice of one person. See? Then the others will get dissatisfied. And not only that, another point is not only others get dissatisfied, but the point here is that you may not be taking the right path. Unknowingly he may misguide you. And then third point is, do not be distracted by many advices. So 3 don'ts. 1, not give too much respect or importance to one. At the entry point, because you may not be able to continue that. And then second do not depend on just one advisor. Not to depend on just one advisor. And thirdly, do not take advice from many. Scattered advice, we say. Scattered. Do not take advice from many. That means, don't take. Then what will happen is, you don't know what to do. So, do not give too much importance and respect to one person at the point of entry of his service. Second is, do not be led by just one person. Third is, do not go around asking scattered advice from different people. So these are the half a dozen points about the followers. Now about friends. That is the last point about friends. What does he about friends? What does he say about friends? Take advice from my friends. Because the onlooker knows more than the gamester. A point that we saw in of friendship. When we discussed of friendship. Our sixth essay that we discussed was of friendship. So he says, the onlooker knows much better than the gamester. You are the gamester. The friends are your onlookers. So it is better. When you are playing football or basketball, you may not be in a position to find out all the errors that you are committing, but spectators will be able to do that. So in that same way, when you are doing, say, works of administration, you may not be able to find out your mistakes, but your friends will be. That's one thing. Secondly, see, beware of, say, very This is beware. Beware means be careful. There's very little friendship between equals. Very important. We have 10 secretaries. There will be no friendship at all between them. Why? If you have 10 secretaries, they are equals. So among equals you will not find friendship at all. So you should be careful about that. And the third he says, friendship between superior and inferior is, in such case what happens is, the inferior is included in the superior. The one is included in the other. That's what it says. When you find there is a friendship between superior and inferior, that is not in fact a friendship, it is kind of dependency. See, you are the master, or you are the president. You have got secretaries. If you make friends with your secretaries, it is understood that you are the all-powerful person, and within that power, the power of the secretary is included. Understand? So about friendship, 3 points. What does he say? He says, take advice of friends. 1. Take advice from friends. Because the reason is, the onlooker, or what he says, the looker on. That's the word that he uses, I think. He says, the onlooker. Okay. Onlooker or looker on knows or sees better than the gamester. Gamester means the person who plays. Second reason he says, beware. He says, beware, be careful. Little friendship. There is little friendship between equals. If there are two, if there are many, you are say among equals. And the third is friendship between superior and inferior. In this case, the inferior is included in the superior. Understand? So these are the main points in followers and friends. The 7th essay that we are discussing, followers and friends, I will once again go through the main points. The general advice, you can say, is do not have many followers. Do not have many followers. You can have 1 or 2. Because there will be a demand on your purse. You have to spend a lot of money. Secondly, there will be demand on your mental peace. They will be pestering you, distracting you with their demands and so on. Second point is categories of followers. First is ordinary, namaste. Second, factious. They follow you because they dislike another. Third, glorious. They go around speaking about your good qualities. Flattering, not even good qualities, even flattering. Then spies. They get into every aspect of your life and family and your office. Go around telling tales. Tale bearers, story, make stories. Third point is kinds of following. One type of following is civil and honourable, like those of soldiers. They discharge your duties. Second is, some people they follow some virtuous people for advancing or progressing in virtue. The fourth point is how to select followers, options. Peacetime, you need only simple, passable people. But when hard times, you need active men rather than virtuous people. When you come to government, what you should do is, men in equal rank should be treated equally. Otherwise, some will become proud, others will become dissatisfied. Second point is that you can prefer some, so they will be thankful to you. Third point is that then the others will become officious. They will become formal, they will be doing their work. Then sixth point is what you should not do. All the 1 to 6 about followers. Only there is one point, that is friends, that is the seventh point. Now the sixth point, what you should not do. In government, don't give importance to a person at the entry level, because you won't be able to continue giving importance to him till his service ends. In between, if he finds that the importance that you gave, that you began to give at the beginning, if it is discontinued, then that person will be dissatisfied. So, what you can continue, only you should start. That's all. Someday this can happen in our day-to-day life also. See that? Isn't it? When you find you have got a son-in-law or a daughter-in-law, at the entry level you will lavish love and respect, etc. After some day you won't be able to do that. Then that person, daughter-in-law or son-in-law, will think that, oh, they have started disliking me. But on the other hand, if we keep that middle level, virtue is in the golden mean of Aristotle. Don't give too much, not also. You should respect the soul. Then in that case, what will happen? You can continue that. Otherwise, you may not be able to continue. That's the first do not. Second do not is, don't be served just by one. That means don't depend just on the advice of one person. Third is, do not go for scattered counsel. Don't take advice from everyone. Then you will be confused. And the last point is about friendship. It says, take advice from your friend. Because the onlooker knows more than the gamester. Second is, beware that there won't be any friendship among equals or between equals. Between means there are two. More than two, suppose you have 10 secretaries. Don't think that they are all friends. There will be personal rivalry, and also you will find jealousy, professional jealousy. So, if you have got 10 teachers in your department, don't think that all the 10 teachers are friends. No, never. Because it's human nature. There will be jealous people, there will be discontented people. So they can't become friends like that. It's not possible. And the fourth, third and the last point is that if a superior person, if the inferior is the friend of a superior, or the superior is the friend of an inferior, what happens is that the inferior is included in the superior. Understand? Because the inferior has to be friends with the superior. There's nothing so wonderful about this. Because always the inferior stands to gain if the inferior is the friend of a superior. So, about friendship, here it says, there is an essay, we discussed about 70 plus sentences. So, in that essay, it says, friendship is so great that if you have no friend, it's better to quit the stage. That means get out of this world. So, these are the main points. Once again, general, no. Classification, ordinary, factious, glorious, spies. Kinds, civil and honourable, Next is advancement in virtues, progress in virtues. Options, peace times, simple people. Active, hard times, active people. Next, in government, treat everybody equally. Then, do not be served just by one. Don't be distracted by many. Understand? So, that is about what you should not do. And then you prefer some, they will be thankful, and others will be officious to you. Friendship between superior and inferior. Inferior is included in the superior. Because inferior always stands to gain when he is a friend of the superior. Now we will take up these points one by one. I think that is clear. Okay? Yes, fine. So we will see again till we meet. By take special care of your health, and preferably you stay at home. Not only preferably, you must, in this present circumstances, you must stay at home, and then you can go through these lessons, and you can spend your time fruitfully by going through these lessons or reading books or preparing yourself for an exam, and doing some activities for your physical fitness. Understand? Hope that you are following me. Bye. Have a nice day.